life group leaders, man, I am ready for Crosswalk. It has been a long 2 weeks. I know last Wednesday I didn't know what to do with myself because there was nothing to do, and I miss Wednesday nights with students. So let me encourage you to do 2 or 3 things before this Wednesday night. So important. Number one, I want you to pray. Pray that God would do some incredible things this summer. There was a time when we would have some of our highest numbers in the summer because kids were more available than they are now in the summertime. Well, that's not the case. We may not set record attendance this summer, but I promise you God's going to be there and there's going to be great things that are going to happen. We need to expect great things from God. And so I want to encourage you to pray for your kids specifically. Pray that they'd get saved. Pray that they'd take steps closer to Jesus. Pray for the students that hadn't been here in a long time. So pray for Landon and I as we prepare these message series, the lessons for this summer. So number one, pray before this Wednesday. Be praying specifically. Number two, we want you to do this. Get with your partner life group leader, divide up your roster, and reach out to every student on your roll, whether they've been there once or they're there all the time, or that maybe they used to come but they haven't lately, and remind them we do have church. And so get them here. Here's a crazy thing. I had a conversation the other day with a student, and this was crazy. This is a student that's been around for a while, but somehow in his mind he got it through his brain that we just weren't going to have church in the summer and on Wednesday nights. And so you need to remind your students, hey, we do have Crosswalk. Oh yeah, we do meet Sunday mornings for charge, and we do go serve on Sunday night at 1-to-1. And we need your help doing that. So reach out to everybody, try to get them here this Wednesday night, remind them it's one service, 6 through 7:30, game room opens at 5, and divide those up and really make an effort to touch base with every kid. Even if they say, hey, I can't be there Wednesday, let them know, well, that's okay, come back the next Wednesday when you're back in town from whatever camp or whatever you went to. So that's the number 2 thing. The number 3 thing, I know some of you can't do this with your work, where you work and getting off, but please, if at all possible, I would need to meet with all the life group leaders at 5:30 this Wednesday night in the J room. I want to meet for about 10 minutes, and we're going to get out of there and let you go hang out with students. That is my goal. And so if you can get there by 5:30, please do, so we can start on time and end on time. I'm going to be laying the groundwork over the next 4 weeks during these pre-huddle meeting things that we do to get ready for camp. And even if you're not going to camp, it'll be helpful for you to get your kids ready anyway, because you'll still get to reap the fruit from what God's going to do at camp. I believe with all my heart that camp, big stuff's going to be a game changer for a lot of kids in our youth group and a lot of life groups. And so please be there. We're going to talk a lot about camp, get things ready and everything. And the last thing is this. I just want to make you aware. Number 4, I want to make you aware of the lesson series we're doing in June. It's a 4-week series. It's called Unspoken, and sort of the idea behind it is we're going to look at 4 topics that honestly we don't talk about a lot in the church, but yet it's things that our society has said is okay, and we in the church are just honestly silent about a lot of times because we don't want to offend or we don't want to freak anybody out. Let me give you an example. I'm going to talk this Wednesday night about gambling. And I know what you're thinking. Oh my gosh, this is going to be one of those, you can't have fun, hellfire and brimstone sermons. No, it's not. We're just going to look at what God says about gambling. What's the big deal about it? Is it a big deal? Is it a bad thing to gamble a little bit? If you tithe from it, I mean, what's the big deal about it? We're going to look at this, and you will have no shortage of things to talk about in your life groups. So we're going to look at that. Landon's going to talk the next week about language, about cursing, and about filthy talk, and how we've kind of accepted that as the norm, even as Christians. And what does God say about that? I'm going to come back the next week, and I talked about this with our high schoolers a few weeks ago, kind of touched on it as an example. I'm going to do a whole lesson on it with everybody about alcohol. And what does God really say in His Word about alcohol and all that, the whole beneficial versus permissible thing, and try to explain that to students. And then Landon's going to wrap things up talking about what we click on, whether it's pornography or just something that's just not not wholesome or not good. And again, I know, you know, you've probably been in church in the past and people have talked about this and they've been pretty negative about it. We're going to try to be encouraging and show grace and love one another and that kind of thing. But we're going to speak the truth in love, and that's sort of a goal over the next few weeks. So remember, pray. Okay, number one, pray. Number two, go down your roster, contact everybody, try to get them here this week or the next or pretty soon. You know, try to get here at 5:30, please, on Wednesday, so we can visit for a few minutes and then let you have time with kids out in the game room. And finally, just get ready for this series. God's going to do some incredible things as we get ready to go to big stuff almost in about 3 weeks. It's 4 weeks. It's crazy. But anyway, I love you guys. If you cannot be here or you've got a question about anything, feel free to contact me or Landon or Stephen. We love you guys. We look forward to this Wednesday. We need to expect great things and then attempt great things for God. God bless you guys.